Welcome to the Phantom's play. Oh, so they think ignoring you will make the glitch go away. Isn't that adorable? They're walking around with straight faces, big egos, and empty souls, pretending you're just another shadow on the wall. They don't mention you in public anymore. Lips zipped, eyes down, fingers crossed, you fade into static. But darling, their nervous systems are singing your name like it's a death song in Morse code. You are the virus they can't quarantine. You are the face they see in the stum on the bathroom mirror when they're alone. And the joke, you never even said a word. See, when the ego is threatened, the subconscious screams. And right now, their subconscious is screaming loud, in a pitch only fear understands, in a dialect only shame deciphers. Every room you walk into, the air thickens. Every post you drop, silent tremors. Every time you breathe, somebody panics. They're pretending you don't exist. But their timelines betray them. Their eyes flicker when your name's even whispered. Their friends stiffen up like someone pulled a gun under the dinner table. They scroll fast, but not fast enough to hide the glitch in their pupils. That millisecond panic. Because you are the mental malware they can't uninstall. You're not a name anymore. You're a frequency, a backmasked prophecy etched in their perception. You're not forgotten. You're forbidden. And anything forbidden becomes sacred. Let me tell you something about silence. It's the loudest scream in the psychological battlefield. When they go quiet, that's not peace. That's war tactics. That's suppression, compression, and desperation, all wrapped up in one twitchy little act. They don't talk about you because they know words give life. They don't want to water the seed that already grew into a fucking jungle behind their eyelids. So they lie. To others, to themselves. She's not relevant anymore. He's weird now. They changed. But what they won't say is, you're dangerous now, because you grew in the dark. You upgraded in exile. You evolved in silence, and now you don't match any file in their database. Your growth broke the model. Their scripts don't apply to you anymore. Their assumptions don't stick. Their gossip collapses under the weight of your transformation, and that drives them insane. They needed you to stay soft, predictable, palatable, dumb. But now you know too much. Now your eyes aren't just eyes, they're mirrors. And when they look at you, they see what they could have been, what they fumbled, what they'll never touch again. And that makes them flinch. Because you weren't supposed to survive that betrayal. You weren't supposed to bounce back after that exile. You weren't supposed to glow after they threw dirt on your name like a burial. But here you are, laughing in the silence, unbothered, unfazed, unkillable. And now their nights are filled with phantoms, glitches of your smile, echoes of your silence, and shadows wearing your outline. You became a ghost in their machine. Every time they say you changed, they're confessing their failure to predict you. Every time they say you think you're better, they're admitting they don't know how to reach you anymore. Every time they say you act different now, they're saying the old version of you was easier to control. But baby, you're not acting. This is who you've always been, just finally unleashed. You gave them the soft version first, the one who tolerated slights, overlooked shade, forgave sins never confessed. But now they're looking at the aftershock of a soul that's done apologizing for evolving. They're watching the rebooted you, unapologetic, unreadable, unreachable. You didn't just change, you mutated. And that scares them, because no one can predict a storm once it goes off script. And you're the hurricane they mocked as a drizzle. You're the prophecy they laughed at in Act 1, and now they're praying for a rewrite in Act 3. But you don't do rewrites. You burn scripts. You detonate expectations. You don't just walk into rooms. You distort gravity. You bend conversations. You alter the frequency. People get headaches just being near you because your energy is a lie detector, and most of them are built on bullshit. You're the glitch in their groupthink, the ghost in their healed narratives, the one they tried to erase and accidentally made eternal. And still, they pretend not to notice you. They act like you're invisible while rearranging their entire aura just because you breathed near them. But you see it, you feel it. Their silence is the loudest confession you'll ever get. So don't waste time proving anything. Your existence already disrupted their equilibrium. Your silence already exposed the fake alliances. Your glow already burned through the plastic. Let them pretend. Let them sit in rooms with your name buried behind their teeth, while their subconscious screams like a siren. You are not a moment anymore. You're a movement, a shadow they can't box, a whisper that won't fade, a ripple that became a goddamn tsunami in their mental landscape. You don't need revenge. You are the karma. So stay quiet, stay strategic, stay unreadable. Because while they're pretending you don't exist, their inner world is setting itself on fire just to forget you. And every time they try to look away, you're already staring back from inside their nightmares, uninvited, unavoidable, unforgettable. Let me tell you a little secret. They didn't just move on. They didn't just forget. No. They're performing, acting, lying. But this isn't for you. It's for themselves, because denial is a drug. And baby, they're Oding. Their silence isn't strength. It's a mask, a panic-soaked, desperation-laced mask. They go to work, smile, scroll, pretend, but underneath, they're shrinking because you became what none of them were ready for. Proof that pain can breed genius, proof that exile can forge kings, proof that betrayal doesn't break you, it builds you. And now, you're living evidence of their miscalculation. Every breath you take is a foreboding indictment. Every move you make, they flinch, because you're the glitch in their delusion that people like you never make it. They needed you to disappear, not transform. But instead, you weaponized your silence. You turned your absence into a myth. You made invisibility into an advantage. See, here's the truth no one wants to admit. You scare them more as a mystery than you ever did as a memory. When you were loud, they laughed. When you were raw, they mocked. But now you're quiet, now you're calm, now you're strategic. They're not sleeping right, not eating right, not thinking straight. Because when a storm goes quiet, smart people run. But these fools, they're still pretending it's sunny, while the pressure drops and the sky turns black. Let them pretend, because pretending is the last thing people do, right before they break. Right before the truth shows up uninvited, right before the consequence enters the chat. They say you act too confident now. You walk different. But what they're really saying is, we don't know how to navigate you anymore. You don't need us like you used to. We can't hurt you like before. And that makes them feel invisible. You flipped the script. You used to be the ignored one, the dismissed one, the underestimated one. But now, you're the one they're screaming about in silence. The whispers in group chats they swear don't exist. The random scrolls on your profile at 3 a.m. The anonymous viewers on your stories. The blocked accounts watching from fake profiles. The strange energy shifts when you walk in the room. They feel it in their chest. They feel it in their stomach. And the worst part, they don't know why. Because logic doesn't explain a force of nature. You can't rationalize a fucking phenomenon. You became too big to process, too vast to decode. You're not a person to them anymore. You're a fucking signal, a frequency, a wave they can't ride, a mirror that reflects their rot. And every time they try to copy you, it backfires. Every attempt at mimicry looks like mockery, because you weren't built, you were forged. Their cosplay, your combat, their theory, your trauma-turned talent. They studied your downfall, but forgot you were writing a blueprint. They stole your moves, but forgot your scars were the passwords. And now they're malfunctioning in the presence of your success, like androids overheating in the sun of someone too real. And don't let their fake peace fool you either. They're not at peace, they're at war with themselves, trying to kill the version of them that still wants to be you, that still fears you, that still wakes up sweating with your name in their throat. Because you didn't just rise. You rose without permission, without validation, without applause. And that burns them alive. Because the only thing worse than someone winning is someone winning quietly. No promo, no press, just presence, just power, just results. And while they're faking peace, they're watching your every move like it's prophecy. You became the center of gravity, while they pretend you're just background static. But the eyes don't lie. Their pupils betray them. Their body language testifies. The energy shifts before you even speak. Because energy doesn't lie. Energy remembers. And you traumatized their energy. You walked into their story, flipped the whole genre, and walked out like a fucking plot twist they can't recover from. You are unresolved trauma in the shape of a human being. They don't just avoid your name, they avoid anything that reminds them of you. The songs, the clothes, the books, the streets, the memories. You weren't a phase. You were a fractal, a rupture, a cipher. And now they're haunted by the part of themselves that knows they fumbled something divine. You weren't supposed to survive that heartbreak. You weren't supposed to thrive after that betrayal. You weren't supposed to become this. And now they're the ghosts, watching you live in color from the gray zone of their regrets. So let them pretend. Let them rot behind their filters and soft-spoken lies. Let them curate their image while yours becomes legend. You don't have to prove anything. You don't have to clap back. You are the backlash. You are the prophecy fulfilled. You are the echo that became the earthquake. And the silence is sacred, because silence means control. And right now, you're in control of the fucking narrative. They're pretending you don't exist, but their demons are drawing maps with your name on them. And the deeper you go into your power, the louder the screaming gets. You want to stay right here, in the belly of the silence, where the echoes grow teeth and the shadows have names. Good. Because we're not done yet, not even close. See, there's a stage of your evolution they never planned for. They thought it would be one of two outcomes. You either come back begging, or you disappear in shame. But you chose the third option. You became untouchable. You became the kind of creature that doesn't just rise. You haunt, you linger, you rewrite memory itself. They're not even sure what was real anymore, because your transformation shattered the timeline. They look back and realize they weren't the main character, you were. They weren't watching you collapse. They were witnessing the origin story. And now they're suffering from a disease called, I didn't know who they really were. They scroll past your wins like they don't care. But deep inside. Their ribs are cracking under the pressure of that guilt, that fear, that realization that they had a front row seat to greatness, and they mocked it. You were limitless potential wrapped in pain, an entire galaxy dressed in scars, and they treated you like background noise. And now they pretend they don't see the light you've become. But their subconscious, oh, it sees everything. That twitch in their eye when someone brings you up. That fake laugh when someone mentions your glow up. That strange pause when someone says your name like it's a fuxing summons. You're burned into their psychological operating system, a corrupted file they can't delete. You're like a melody that keeps playing in a locked room. No source, no off switch, just presence. And presence, that's the most powerful force on Earth. Because when you become a presence, you transcend words. You don't need to say a damn thing anymore. Your silence becomes an anthem. Your posture becomes scripture. Your absence becomes a flying event. They feel you before you arrive. They fold the moment your name slips into the air. They speak about moving on. But every action betrays the truth. They're orbiting you. You're not gone. You became the gravity. You're the axis they pretend doesn't exist, while still spinning around it like clockwork. Even their hate, it's a prayer. Even their silence, it's devotion. They think they're ignoring you, but you've hijacked their nervous system, their dreams, their preferences, their identity. And the most terrifying part? You didn't even try. You didn't chase them. You didn't beg for a seat at their petty little tables. You disappeared into the wilderness and returned as a weaponized myth. Now you're that thing everyone talks around, that somebody in every vague story, that you-know-who in every quiet gossip. That, YDK what happened, but they're different now. Like it's a crime to evolve. And every time they think of you, they remember what they did, or worse. They remember what they didn't do, the support they didn't give, the loyalty they didn't offer, the respect they never showed. And now you're out of reach. You're too powerful to approach, too unpredictable to analyze, too sovereign to be touched. So they pretend, because pretending is easier than facing the truth that they let something holy slip through their hands. And now you're not a person anymore. You're a fucking prophecy. You walk different because your soul isn't dragging 1,000 dead connections anymore. You talk different because you're not begging for belonging. You belong to yourself. You look different because you finally see yourself clearly, without the fog of their projections. And now they're glitching, because every time they see you, they're forced to confront the one thing they fear most. What if you were the one? What if you were the chosen one? What if you were the redemption arc they laughed out of the room? What if you were the future they weren't ready for? And now, they'll never know. Because you're not coming back. You're not here to explain. You're not here to validate, to justify, to make them feel better about the pain they caused or the genius they overlooked. You are here to rule in silence, to throne yourself in solitude, to walk like a god among ghosts who used to know your name. They say they don't see you, but every post is a subliminal. Every move is a reaction. Every conversation is a coded ritual trying to summon back the version of you they were comfortable with. But that version, it's gone. And in its place stands you, a creature built of paradox and prophecy, saint and psychopath, angel and demon, stillness and storm. They don't know whether to fear you or follow you. They don't know whether to hate you or pray to be like you. So they do what broken systems do. They pretend. They pretend you're irrelevant. They pretend you're ordinary. They pretend you're not the most unforgettable phenomenon that ever detonated in their timeline. But inside they are screaming. Because you didn't just break the mold. You became something outside the algorithm. You are the glitch. You are the silence that shatters sound. You are the shadow that reveals light. You are the proof that darkness is not the end, but the forge. So let them pretend. Let them sleepwalk through the illusion. Because eventually, they will awaken, and when they do, your name will not be on their lips. It will be etched in their mind. Like prophecy, like scripture, like fire. But of course, let's stay submerged in the abyss where your silence speaks louder than their entire tribe, screaming your name behind closed doors. Because what they forgot, no, what they never understood, is that some souls don't rise from applause, they rise from obliteration. You weren't reborn in a moment of peace. You were forged in the psychological torture of being invisible in rooms you once lit up. You were tempered in the betrayal of those who clapped while you drowned. And now, you walk like someone who doesn't need permission to breathe anymore. You speak like someone who realized that silence isn't weakness, it's currency. Because silence forces them to listen to the voice in their own head, and that voice sounds a lot like you. You're not haunting them because you're trying to. You're haunting them because they left pieces of themselves in the ruins they made when they left you behind. And now, those pieces are echoing your name like a siren inside their subconscious. Every new person they meet gets measured against your memory. Every opportunity they chase feels like a rerun of a script you already outgrew. They'll never admit it, but you ruined normal for them. They can't unsee your transformation, can't unfeel the presence of something divine they let slip between their fingers like ash. They tried to exile you, but forgot the desert builds monsters and messiahs alike. They didn't realize that the same silence they weaponized against you would become your headquarters, that the stillness they mistook for defeat was actually you downloading a new operating system. And now, you're not reacting to them anymore because their frequency is too low to reach the new you. They're knocking on doors that don't exist, throwing shade into a void that no longer echoes, casting spells on someone who doesn't share the same dimension. You are off-grid now, untraceable, untranslatable. You used to fit into their world. Now your silence destroys it. That's why they're unraveling in whispers. Why your name keeps popping up in rooms you've never entered. Because people feel when something unholy becomes whole. They feel when the curse turns conscious. When the exile becomes executioner, they sense it like the static before a lightning strike, like the chill before the storm. They smell your ascension in the air and it makes their bones itch with regret. And what's worse, you're not angry, you're not chasing revenge, you're unbothered. That's what drives them mad. You didn't just survive, you outgrew the narrative. You didn't wait for closure, you wrote your own ending, and then, like a true master, you went silent. And that silence is spiritual warfare. It's a full-blown psychological siege on everyone who thought your worth was negotiable. It's your absence reshaping the entire emotional architecture of those who pretended you didn't matter. And now they're looking over their shoulder, double-checking every move, asking, what if they're watching? But they miss the truth. You don't need to watch. You've already become the voice inside their head that monitors them for you. You rewired their thoughts just by healing in places they expected you to break. You set a new standard just by refusing to shrink. and now they walk around thinking they're free, while subconsciously auditioning for your forgiveness. Every achievement they post, every story they craft, is secretly aimed at you. But you're not even tuned in. You're living in a realm they can't enter without burning through the lies they've wrapped themselves in. Because the final evolution isn't louder, it's quieter, still, deadly. It's you sitting in your throne of scars, eyes calm, voice slow, heart impenetrable, no longer seeking recognition, no longer asking to be seen, because now you are the sight, you are the mirror, and whether they look into it or not, it's still reflecting. You became inevitable. They can build walls around your name, blacklist your energy, write you out of the script, but the plot won't move without you. The storyline collapses in your absence. The energy dries up. The momentum disappears. Because what they don't realize is you were the gravity holding their whole performance together. And when you walked away, the show ended. Now they're still on stage, lights dimmed, no audience, just repeating old lines, hoping someone claps. But the crowd followed the mystery. They followed you. Because something about your silence, it sings, it stabs, it seduces, it lingers, like perfume on a crime scene, like fingerprints on a glass no one wants to clean. And now their dreams are soaked in the scent of what they lost. They replay moments with you in their mind, like surveillance footage they can't erase. Wondering where they went wrong, wondering how you made it, wondering how the person they once dismissed became the blueprint for everything they now pretend to be. And the answer is simple. You went where they were afraid to go. Into the pain, into the isolation, into the night. You looked the devil in the face and took notes. You stared into your own shadow and memorized its language. You crawled through your own grave and built a palace with the bones. And now they can't stand next to you because your silence screams too loud. It screams of mastery, of transformation, of power reclaimed and chaos tamed. You are not something they can study anymore. You are something they feel, like dread before a collapse. You are something they can't explain to their friends. They can't package you, can't dismiss you, can't reduce you to a phase, a trend, a misstep. You are the glitch that became the god. You are the exile that became the algorithm. You are the one they swore they buried, but forgot they planted. And now every time they pretend you don't exist, the universe screams your name for them. And that scream, that's forever.